everyone, or hello again.
I asked that you stand somewhere in that general area.
Okay, we are here to present this idea that we've been working on all weekend. We're very proud of it. It's called Chime. And basically what Chime does is it captures information. It uses this information to explore what might be happening when a customer visits a business, and then we provide the information to the business owner to help solve problems for customer retention. So currently, the main way that businesses are getting these surveys is when you check out, when you leave a business, there is a website at the bottom of your receipt. So the consumer leaves the location, and it may, probably not, will log on to that website and fill out that survey. So there's very limited information that's provided regularly as far as customer feedback to businesses. So what Chime does is we've solved that problem by giving consumers a very easy way to chime in on the businesses they like. We give them incentives to go there and chime in, and then business owners subscribe to our service so that they can get this information by email or by logging onto our site. It's immediately delivered to them, in other words. So, having said that, I'm going to pass the microphone to Matt. He's going to actually demo our app.
Okay, so the biggest idea we wanted to kind of push forward was the idea of checking in or chiming in when you get to the location. So you first arrive at the building, you walk in the door, and you're given a notification on your phone just from walking in the building. So you would take that notification, swipe it across. And the idea is you check in, you tell them, I want to take a survey while I'm here. So you hit the chime in button, and then you're given a QR code for a coupon. This is kind of the difference that separates us from the current style. So whereas you have a receipt, you have to go home, you have to log online, you may not ever do it. Here you're given a reward before you even ever come to the business or buy your food. So you've gotten this small, you've gotten a free soda or a free thing of chips. It's something small just to entice you to keep going. So from that point, you go kind of back to your seat, you go eat your lunch, do whatever you need to. You're done for now. The second you leave the building, you walk outside, that's when the real notification happens. You walk into your car, you get inside, you get another notification that says, hey, would you like to take a survey now? You swipe that, and you're then presented with a survey. You answer the questions. Once you submit that survey, you're then given the opportunity, you're then given points for each of those surveys you've taken that you can then accumulate over time and then get gift cards or a free dinner at our business partners. And we think that kind of ability to entice customers to get a prize at the beginning and the end in the long term is going to bring customers to the restaurant and make sure the restaurants are doing what they need to solve some of these problems. And we think that's pretty cool. So that's Chime.
X marks the spot is next up, so be queuing up here.
So did you guys have any questions about?
So they're in the store and it gets the notification, says you're here, do you want to chime in? Now they do the surveys later once they get to their car, once they get home. What happens when they chime? I know they get the instant offer, but do they have to do anything to claim the offer, or is it just a check in?
You check in, you walk to the register, order your sandwich or something, and you've got that QR code. The person at the register scans it. There's your free sandwich or free chips or whatever, and that's it.
Do you think that's something you could or would want to partner with somebody like Foursquare, or do you see it as living on its own?
We talked about integrating with Foursquare, so maybe when you chime in, you also check in Foursquare and stuff like that. But I didn't think that just the check-in would really change anything or add anything to it.
So, do I pull down some kind of app that says I'm part of, your example was Potbelly. So do I have to do something before I go into the store?
So, kind of how we're gonna promote this, I guess, so if you don't know, our app's out there. We've gone to Potbelly and said, hey, we want you to put a QR code on the bottom of your receipt in place of that survey that nobody used. So that QR code then says, hey, take a survey, chime in. The QR code links you to the application you can download. So instead of just having still having to go home, you just get a QR code to download the app. And the next time you're there, you...
So it's not Potbelly specific. If you have
No.
Chime in and you walk into Potbelly or any other partner
Right.
retailers and triggers.
Right.
Okay.
But the phone won't click or chime and if you don't have the app loaded on your phone.
Right.
That's-
Yeah, the app is, the business and the app have to be connected first.
Do you have any expectation about what breakage rates would be like from I get my offer and then I don't complete the survey?
We thought about that, so because you're offering them like a prize at the beginning, that's probably something that would happen from time to time. But, the cost of a restaurant offering you a soda is probably so negligible that I can't imagine they're hyper worried about that.
Well, one soda's not, but
Well, and then,
If you don't participate in the survey, and
I guess one thing I'm curious about is how do they know that there's, like, they get the notification of, well, now, we want you to chime in and give us your further feedback, or give us feedback at all.
so
How do they know they're getting juicier or better stuff?
right, so, and I'll try to understand what you're saying.
Does that make sense? Like, how do you communicate to your user that they're going to get better stuff the more they do?
oh, it's on a point system. So
Right, but how do you tell them that?
we would probably put that in the sign up terms and conditions or how to play, something like that. It would be when they
Could be a
downloaded the
tutorial
app.
at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, and
Yeah.
there's also, obviously for the demo, we didn't build, profile
Sure.
stuff. But user profile, you can see your points, you can see what available gift cards or, stuff you can redeem has.
And maybe use Facebook authentication, and then that way we have some demographic data about the user too. So maybe if they log in with that, we know they're female. We know that maybe where they live, how old they are, if they have kids, if they're married. So we can use all that data from Facebook to give more specific information later on down the road.
Like.
Yeah. So
So how do you make money? What will you charge?
You want to do that?
well, we wrote out the metrics, so we should probably let the people come up and talk about the
Here, we'll let
the
Riley get up here.
financials, and then
But no user pays to use the service.
Yeah, it's a
No.
free app. It's a free app.
free app. There you go.
It's a free app, and we have a way that if you have a number of stores, say you have 1 to 5, you get a certain amount of subscription rate, $50 a month. Your first 3 months are free. Then you have to sign up for the remainder of the year, and it's $50 a month, and then 50 cents per survey answered. And then if you have 6 to 10 stores, that goes down to 40 cents per survey and $40 a month. And then any more than that, it goes down accordingly based on how
The
many.
idea is that it's a tiered plan for the more businesses you have. Everybody pays this almost the same per survey price, but the monthly subscription fee is less as you have more and more businesses.
So you'd want to scale partnerships pretty aggressively.
Yeah.
Right.
absolutely.
The idea behind that was we didn't want to hurt, the individual business owner and charge him a lot per month when maybe he could only get 5 or 6 reviews, whereas this large chain is getting 100 reviews per month and they're all paying the same price. That just didn't make sense.
And all the surveys and reviews, all that's private. It's not
Right.
not posted on a website or anything.
Right. It's there's a client portal you log into, pull down your data, see the results, but no names or anything like that.
Although later on down the road, we talked about a version that maybe we could rate maybe the business owner could push those surveys out to the net if they wanted to, and then maybe we had a 5-star rating or that would kind of balance all the good ones they're pushing out.
Right.
Because obviously they're not going to push out ones that are negative, but
Gotcha.
so there's lots of things that can be done with it.
But for 50 users, if they filled out 3 surveys a month, it could come out to us making $32,000 a year, the first year. And then the more stores we get, the more surveys answered, the more subscriptions. Of course, that grows pretty fast. And by year 2, we show that we would make, if we had 150 locations, $303,000 the second year.
Okay, that's all.